Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. We are the South Stand, episode 4. We are the South Stand.
We are the South Stand.
Bringing on my mate Daps from Never a Foul. How are we doing, my friend?
I'm good. My voice is still not really too good, but we move. I'll turn the mic up.
Week, man. We had a mad week. I tell you what, I've met so many people this week in Madrid, Milton Keynes, Wembley, Brentford. I've been everywhere, mate. Walking about everywhere, man. It's been one of mad weeks. So to finally get down and talk about it and chew the fat with the City fans and that, it's good. So I think I've got to start beginning of the week. Beginning of the week, for everyone that doesn't know, me and Daps flew out to Madrid on the Tuesday. We went up to London on the Monday, and then we flew out to Madrid on the Tuesday. We got into Madrid, thunderstorms, rain.
I think I need to take over on this bit, right?
Go on then.
Because I think I can tell the best story about when we got to Madrid, right? So we're flying over there, and Steve's saying to me, yeah, we can have a quiet one. We'll get there. And he's already told me that the Gremlins, the Chelsea boys, are going to be in town because they're playing. I completely forgot. So we've landed. He said, you know what, let's have a quiet one. We thought about getting tickets in the Real end, going to Bernabeu to watch that. But then we realised we were going to get there far too late because we lost a whole day travelling, which is weird when it's only 2 hours flying. But Steve was like, let's go to the hotel, freshen up, charge up. So I was like, all right, sound. Went to the room, get a message off him. We're getting ready to go out for the night. And I was like, well, I was going to stay in my tracksuit, but if that's what we're going to do, fine. He was like, yeah, sound. So meet me in reception 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, get down there. And Steve's like, yeah, so my mate's near his hotel. He's found a quiet little gaff. We could go there, get some grub and watch the Chelsea game. You know, keep it calm because, you know, the squares could be full of all them gremlins. So I'm like, all right, whatever you want, Steve. If that's what we're going to do, that's fine. So that's in reception. 10 seconds later, we're walking out. He gets a taxi, and this is him to the taximan. What was it? Playa de Mallorca, please. Straight to the square. Playa Mallorca. Straight to the square. So all that talk about a quiet one, sitting in a quiet cafe. No, he wanted to go straight to the square where the Gremlins were.
It's got to be done, man. And when we got there,
that point, I knew what was going to happen.
The Gremlins was on fire, man. They you know what? Is what it is. There was a few handbags and that. But listen, we stayed in our bar. The City boys didn't move. We stayed our ground. We sang City songs. We didn't sing anything disrespectful.
Nope.
Chelsea boys had a few beers, decided to come encroaching towards our bar. Only ended in one way. Madrid police getting a bit fruity with the buttons, like we said. And then, we ended up just basically getting cornered for a bit off the police. They moved the Chelsea fans on. And then we had probably one of the best sing-songs in Madrid I've ever been on an away game. A big group of lads, Tuesday night, Playa Mayor Square, all the flags was up. We were singing Feed the Goat, Super Joey Hart, every tune from back in the day. Yaya Toure was all coming out.
Yaya Colo was going off, yeah.
Yeah, we had a good night, didn't we, there? It was good friendly atmosphere, a lot of blues coming in for the night, and I enjoyed it. Me, did you?
Yeah, that's what it was, because it's true. There was no, like, the City-Chelsea thing was handbags. It really was. And it was, I mean, I could see from, because to be fair, it was like we'd been there for 15 minutes when it all kind of started getting a bit more heated, but that's all it was. But the minute the chanting started, you could see all the police were just circling the City bar, helmets on, nothing. All it was singing, helmets were on, shields were out, and you knew, you know what, nothing's happening here. And it was one little disagreement, and they charged and then from that point, once we got moved around the corner, held there till Chelsea went off, and then after that, it was literally just more and more City arriving as the planes landed, and the vibe was getting better and better. It was a good night, and then obviously the next day was just even better because the whole square was just sky blue, and that was a great day.
The next day, the square was blue, no trouble. We got a taxi to the ground. Me and Dax, we got dropped right in the middle of the Atletico Madrid coach welcoming. Now, let me tell you this, you've seen a Liverpool coach welcoming him and you think, oh, yeah, it looks good. But the Atletico Madrid coach welcoming was that times 10. And me and him have been dropped right in the middle of it, both wearing sky blue. Yeah.
Your fault again, by the way.
Say again.
Your fault again, by the way.
Yeah, I jumped out the taxi. I was impatient. I jumped out the taxi and went walking. But anyway, we ended up, it was a bit moody, but we got through it. And then we got in the ground. And let me tell you about the ground. Anyone that's not been to the Wanda, it's impressive. From the outside, it looks very depressing and very, very, I don't know, very neutral. All the bars and the fan zones outside, they've got a brilliant. But then when you get in the stadium, it literally takes your breath away. The way they've got it over 4 tiers, and the way that Madrid crowd reacts to the manager, because Simeone's like the orchestra, innit? He gets them all going and that. And listen, people are calling it the hell in the cell. City got through the hell in the cell, and I'm telling you now, we did. It was one of them games where we knew what was coming, but we didn't quite expect it to that level.
Nah.
And like you say, you know, I said this the other night on the Big Six. I wasn't overly worried about them scoring. I didn't think that. I was more worried about the injuries that was going to happen, because it was like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, the stadium. So firstly, one mention to that bar outside. There's one bar outside where it was like, if you imagine that where we were outside, but when you look through the bar where they were serving you, it was like a nightclub. Someone described it as the Spanish Mary D's, and they had like guitars going off in there, and like. But once we got into the ground, wow, the atmosphere in there was electric. The atmosphere, and you know what? Fair play to the Atletico fans. After the game, they still stayed and were singing. I mean, you know, the song, the Liverpool song. The way them lot sing it just hits, the way the Atletico fans sing it compared to the Liverpool lot, it just hit differently, to be fair. I don't know if it's something to do with the way they've built that stadium, but the way it seemed to hold the noise was just different.
I think it was, because it was mad how you pointed out to me that little section in the corner that had been cut away, and it was just to let the sun in it to get the pitch. But the stadium was bouncing. But a few years ago, I thought City would have lost that game. I think they would have rattled us up, would have lost the game. But you know what? We thought, you know what? You want to rattle us, we'll rattle you. And we rattled them back. And the Fernandinho substitution and Nathan Ake substitution for me won us the game. Fernandinho came on straight away, took a free kick, calmed it down. Nathan Ake just did the dirty work, didn't get involved in anything too crazy. I know he got booked when Foden got assaulted, but other than that, I think we've seen the game out. And I mean, we'll touch on the Foden thing in the corner. I mean, Stefan Savic, there's a long line of City players who, when we always say once a blue, always a blue. But then these exceptions like Danny Mills, Nigel Clough,
Steve McManaman,
Robbie Fowler, people that don't quite get it, And Stefan Savic, as he's now fell on that list, he's now a wanker to me. So Stefan Savic, and you know what? I've never seen.
If he's a wanker to you, he's something else to Jack.
Well, we know what Jack thought of him, but at the end of the day, I've never seen a team and a stadium get rattled so much by a haircut. So, you know what I mean? I've got no hair, man, so I appreciate Jack Grealish's hairline, but mate, if I'm Stefan, why are you getting so wound up about the hair? They keep touching the hair. He's definitely got a hair fetish. Stefan Savic has got a hair fetish.
I found a picture. If you remember when he was at City, he had long hair, didn't he? And it looked really shit. So he's probably just unhappy that Jack Grealish pulls it off better in sky blue. Yes, Bailey, what are you saying, brother? The boxing was great, thank you. Probably better than Wembley, to be fair, but we'll touch on that in a bit. Yeah, you know what? I think, because I was saying to you, we need Fernandinho on. And it was because Rodri had another dodgy game, to be fair.
I think we were tired, man. I just think we were tired.
I think Rodri's looked tired for a while now. I think he needs to rest, and that's why it kind of says, and I did see a report that we're trying to, as soon as we've got Haaland wrapped up, we're going for a DM. Apparently that's already come out, and we do need one, especially with Fernandinho going. But I mean, the one thing I would have done, and I think someone behind me said, I didn't realise that although you're allowed to make 5 subs, it has to be in 3 subs. So you can't do 1, 1, 1, 1. It has to be like two at the same time twice. And I'd said it would have been good to bring on Fernandinho and Grealish, not only Grealish for his legs, but also I think Grealish would have pulled out fouls even more. However, Grealish ultimately did that from being on the sideline. We didn't even need to bring him on, and Savic ended up getting sent off. But also, we've got to touch on the way Savic dragged Foden. That was an absolute disgrace. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. The way he dragged...
They tried to rattle us up, and listen, we kept our calm. Zinchenko, big up to him. He went and protected Foden. A few of our boys didn't lose their head. They knew that we got bigger fish to fry. There's no point in us getting sent off. We were going through. Don't want to be missing it. And at the end of the day, we got the job done. But I was so proud of the team when I was there and we were clapping them off. They locked us in for an hour, man, innit? It was mad. But when we was there talking about it at the end, I was like, that is a proper result, that is a proper European result where you come away, you're coming in the hell in the cell. You know what Simeone's bringing. Do you know what Atletico Madrid and all the boys are bringing? And at the end of the day, we took it on the chin. We lost Walker, you know what I mean? We lost De Bruyne. Foden got a bad injury. And it did mess us up for this weekend's game a little bit. But at the end of the day, we took it. And it's the bigger competition for us at the minute. After last season, we know where we want to be with this competition. But we've got Madrid away. We've gone there. We've took what the best they had and we've got through. And at the end of the day, as a Manchester City supporter, we're in another semi-final. We've booked our flights, people. Me and Daps are going again. We're superstitious as fuck. We've booked the same flights, coming back at the same time, staying in the same hotel. So we'll be going in the square, eating the same old food, sat in the same seat so that we don't mess it up. But
actually, there has been a change. The flight over there has been changed to about an hour later. But yeah, I'll message you offline about that.
Oh, right. That's not bad. But at the end of the day, we got the result done. And I think we were exhausted as well. Me and you come out the stadium, and I think a lot of Blues went back into the square, but we were just literally like, we need some food and we need to go to bed because it'd been one of them weeks, hasn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just realised you got a hat trick of then you decided to lead us into their estate.
Yeah, we had a walk through the Atletico Madrid estate. Just, mate, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I reckon I can talk myself out of anything.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but it was. I think we got it spot on. We were even saying in there straight after the game that this is sometimes there's performances you need. Like, especially in Europe, I feel like I've been saying this for the last year or so, we've needed big European days. Like, and I think last year, Dortmund and PSG, they were both big European nights that really we need to get the City lot into Europe. And they were two big nights. Obviously, Chelsea in Porto was a different one because it was a hard one to take. And then I think this one against Madrid, it was important because it's the first time that we've really had to not outplay someone like we've done against Paris and Dortmund. We've outplayed them. We've just been better than them. Against Madrid, we had to show them that, all right, if you want to play this shithousery football, we can do it. And I think Fernandinho was key to that when he came on, because it was almost like he'd said to the rest of them, do you know what, lads? You lot just play your good football, yeah? Don't try and score. We don't need to score, because every time Foden got the ball for the last 15 minutes, he was going straight to the corner. And it's like Fernandinho had said, you lot do what you lot do and let me do the shithousery. But if anyone fouls you, you go down and you stay down, right? Because that'll wind them up even more. And it was just played perfectly. The only thing I would say, when you were saying about not worrying about anyone scoring, do you know where I think they made a mistake? We are a club, right? And especially a fan base. I really feel that with Man City, the energy and the way we feel as fans really does seem to echo onto the pitch. Like you could say in Europe that when we haven't believed, the players haven't believed. And I just feel like Suarez being on the pitch for longer, the minute Suarez was on the pitch, I was worrying because I was thinking there is no way I want an ex-Liverpool player, an ex-Liverpool legend to put us out of the Champions League. And I was worried. If I was Simeone, I would have put him on for a little while longer because I
just don't think he's the same guy. And I think we've got to now, I think the mentality's got to change at City. A lot of the younger ones, I realised that they're a bit rocky. You know what I mean? But a lot of the old school, I want to class myself as one of the young ones, but I'm not anymore. I class myself as an
Don't we
old
all?
school. I'm just a bit calm with it, you know what I mean? I'm relaxed because I'm finally starting to look at this team and think, you know what? We're a different level now to what we've ever been. We've got the right manager, we've got the right core, we've got the right mentality. You only had to watch that documentary the other night on Sky, big up Sky with the Man City story, and you see how far we've come. So I'm looking at that Madrid team and I'm thinking they're scared of us, man, because we would have caught them on the attack. You know what I mean? But we got the job done, and that's the key.
We did 100%.
A few years ago, we wouldn't have done it, mate. We wouldn't have done it. So let me address this super chat. Just a sec, sorry.
It's not a bad one, is it?
No. Me and Saeed haven't stopped it, mate. I've just literally been that busy flying all around the bleeding world. We didn't have time to do it. At the end of the day, Ginny's in here. There's a Liverpool fan in here. Ginny saying that Suarez, no legend of ours. No,
okay. Wow.
Joe Felix, one here about Joe was bright under our system would thrive. I agree with that. I think he's wasted over there.
Yeah.
Another one about the Suarez thing.
Wow. Do you know what? That might be, I do know there's, obviously he has got the racist element to him. So there might, the accusations, let me just say very clearly, he has got those racist accusations that maybe some people might not like him as much.
I think it's not even that. I think it's the way, I think he celebrated for Barca or something.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
I get that as well.
Look, to his one here now. He didn't win anything. No, that's why not him. No, Suarez here. F Suarez. So the Liverpool fans.
There's a lot of them. Okay, fair enough. Wow, I got that wrong.
There's never a foul returning this week, Daps.
Yeah. We're gonna have something. Me and Ty need to sit down and really pull together a schedule. It will definitely be back by the end of the season. Hopefully, before then we'll have some shows coming off and on, but. Just keep watching, subscribe to it, and we'll be back. The other thing I really wanted to say about the game, and I know you'll agree with me, is how good John Stones was, man.
Oh, brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. Listen, John Stones, the City fans know about John Stones for a while. I think it's fair to say that he had a couple of seasons where his off-the-field antics and his personal life was a little bit of a mess. So I think John Stones' eye wasn't on football. I think Pep Guardiola got a grip of him. He sorted himself out. Yeah. I think especially last season and this season with Ruben Diaz coming in as well, I think it could have been easy for John Stones to take the easy way out and maybe say, I want to leave, I'm not playing. But he's knuckled down. And listen, John Stones at the minute, he looks like a Rolls Royce of a player. He looks like he's really, really taken to it. He's got back in his stride. He's keeping fit. He seems to be living the right life. And Pep seems to trust him. And that's the key. Pep Guardiola trusts him, you know what I mean? He didn't go out and get rid of him. He kept him. And John Stones, as well as a few players, Nathan Ake, I mean, in the beginning of the season, I was very vocal about Ake. I didn't say he was bad. I just thought that he left me a little bit nervy. But listen, he's basically rammed them words down my throat. And I can't praise Nathan Ake enough as a fan. Every time he's come in this season, Ake's done a job. Every time we've needed him, left back, centre back, he's done a job. And at the end of the day, big up to him because he's assigned, for me, Nathan Ake is one of these players that has improved. I think he's improved under Pep. I think he's improved training with better players. And I think, you know, Nathan Ake is a great player. He's a great squad player. I don't think he's ever going to force his way in as number one centre-back in the partnership. I don't think that's him, but I think he accepts that. But as a deputy at centre-half or left-back, Nathan Ake, yeah, man, big up. And the other night he came on, didn't faze him. Champions League quarter-final, Nathan Ake come from Bournemouth, big up to him. He gets stuck in. And listen, he's living the dream right now. And no, he's been a big part of what we've done this season. So big up Ake.
I think with Stones as well, you got it spot on. It was the beginning of last season, I think, when
Let's get the lights up, people.
We knew Diaz was coming in. Ake had just been purchased, and it was like everyone was saying, and John Stones hadn't had the best of seasons previously. And everyone was saying, I think Stones is going to go. I think Arsenal were being linked with him, one or two other clubs. And he came out and said, I want to stay and fight for my team. It's very similar to what happened with Zinchenko when Zinchenko did the same. Now, that is what Pep wants. Pep doesn't want players like Garcia that says, I want to go, or players that say, that he wants players that say, I want to stay and fight for my team. And 100%. At that point, also us as City fans, if you hear players say they want to stay and fight, that's all you want to hear. And from that point, John Stones has not looked back. And I think the other thing that isn't being spoke about enough is we've always known John Stones, he's an amazing baller. But I feel like he's got rid of the mistakes he used to have in him. He used to have a lot more mistakes in him now, whereas he doesn't seem to be making them as much. So no. I think he was sensational. Yeah, but then I guess we probably want to move on to the.
Yeah, so basically we got the job done. We got the job done in Madrid. We're going back there against Real Madrid. Real Madrid are a great side. They've proved that they can hold it out. I thought Chelsea give it them in the Bernabeu, but they got through. I'm really, really confident. City's chances, you have to be. With our team, you have to be. There's no point going over there if we think anything else, but we're not going to peak on that too early. And then we flew back from Madrid. We flew back to London. I had a night in the MK Dons Stadium, which you recommended, which was a fantastic hotel.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, man, it's a mad. I found myself just stood up at the doors, looking into the stadium for like 20 minutes. Yeah. Even though it's an empty stadium, there's something about being in a football stadium when you're a football fan, and to wake up in the morning and just have a coffee and overlooking the pitch. It's a bit mad.
Yeah, no one else there in that.
No one else there, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. Just let me big up what the boys are saying. Anthony, hit the like button. Come on, people. Come on. Hit the like button. It helps on the algorithm. If you hit them likes, get it up there. More City fans, you know what I mean? Share the stream. Get onto Facebook groups, Man City Facebook groups, wherever you are. Push the stream out there. This is real football talk, Man City talk. No bollocks, no bullshit. It's from people that went to the game. So we're telling you our experiences that we went, you know what I mean? We're not sat behind a screen telling you exactly what you already know because you watched it on the telly. We're telling you about the mad little things and the stories that was going on about it. And the travel is real life, man. It's, it's expensive. We've got jobs. We're trying to juggle it, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah. So I did the night at MK Dons, and then I went down to Wembley for the Liverpool game. So there's all sorts of rumours coming out of the camp, who's injured, De Bruyne, who's not, and all that. Managed to share an Uber with some Liverpool supporters to the stadium because my Uber app wasn't working, right? Nice guys, man. They said, Big Steve, jump in with us. The only thing is they dropped me off in the Liverpool fan zone, yeah? Now, Again, yeah. And do you know what? I was lucky because the ones that recognised me from the Big Six, and there was like, Steve, fair play, man, on the Big Six, you're one of the real ones and all that. The ones that had threatened me in the week and said they were going to do all sorts of nasty stuff, thank God we never seen them. But at the end of the day, we went down to the Torch pub. Man City had the Torch. The Torch was full of blues. The great atmosphere in there. Met loads of City fans who watched the streams. Loads of people from Madrid that me and you had met. We met them. Great lads. Everyone was, we were all waiting for the team announcement. And then when the team announcement came out, that's when you could sense the atmosphere and the boozer just went a little bit flat because, listen, we're all Man City fans and we love this club and we support it, but we're playing Liverpool. They're our fiercest rivals at the minute. They're a really great side. They managed to rest 6 or 7 players in midweek where we had the Hell in the Cell match at WrestleMania Madrid. And then we're looking at the team and you're thinking, Fernandinho, 36-year-old midfield. Oof. You're looking at Ake slotting in there. I know we said Ake's been doing great. You look at Zach Steffen. You're looking around the pitch and you're thinking, we look a bit patched up. You know what I mean? We look a bit patched up. So, I mean, what was your thoughts on the team selection? Was you confident and thinking, you know what, we'll get a result? Or was you thinking, nah, because I'm going to be honest with you. I said we'd struggle because the way you're beating Liverpool, getting result, Liverpool's about intensity. And I looked at the midfield and I looked at Fernandinho, and I looked at it and I thought, we're just not going to be able to get this intensity high enough, I don't think. But,
yeah,
you know what I mean? We're back.
So obviously, as you know, I didn't go to the game. I booked tickets to go and see Conor Benn and Campbell Hatton about 2 months ago up in Manchester. So I couldn't be there, and it was a choice. And unfortunately, I had paid too much for these boxing tickets to just let them go. But I pulled in. I ended up pulling in twice. So I pulled into one service. I was traveling up the M6 at the time. I pulled into the first services thinking the team news is going to be out. and realised I was an hour early. So then got back in my car, started driving again, pulled in. Now, the minute I saw it, and I've spoke on this guy a few times, my biggest issue with it, and even more so against Liverpool, was Zach Stefan. I've seen pictures of him after the game, and it's horrible to see. You know, it shows he cares, and he looked really heartbroken. But my problem with Zach Stefan is when he plays, when we've played with him, I've sensed that our playing out from the back is the same as when we had Claudio Bravo. It just didn't I always talk about how moving up a pitch, you're only as confident in your position as the confidence you have in the player behind you. Because if you haven't got confidence in the player behind you, you're checking where you need to be to go and help them. And I've sensed that every single time we've played Zach Stefan, the ball doesn't move as quickly. He doesn't look as confident, and then other players end up coming closer to receive the ball, which then invites the press onto us even more. And that is something you do not want to do against. You know what? Usually when we play Zach Stefan, it's against teams in lower divisions in other cups, and we can get away with it just about. But you can still sense, we're not looking as fluid. You can't do that against teams like Liverpool. You cannot do it because they will press and press and press, and mistakes will be made. People aren't in the right positions, and that is how Pep is. You have to stay in the right position for the whole system to work. Everyone has to be in the right place, and that was my issue with Zach Stefan.
To be honest, Ederson, this is why people that don't watch Man City do not know how important Ederson is to us. Ederson is the first cog in the machine. And if that cog's not working right, the whole machine doesn't work right. And at the end of the day, when you've got a team like Liverpool who are pressing us, and I mean, they press Zinchenko like mad. Zinchenko's not played many minutes. His head's been elsewhere. Yeah. They pressed him into corners. When you pressed into them corners and you managed to get the ball back to Ederson, Ederson can dink that ball 40 yards over their press into the midfield, and we can break. Klopp knew that we didn't have Ederson, and Klopp knew that we couldn't do that. So what he said is get in amongst them, press Man City high up the pitch. They haven't got Ederson to get them out. And it worked. I mean, I'm sure Pep knew that, but I think it was loyalty to Zach, because obviously he wants to play him in the cup games. But I'm telling you now, he's got to improve, because that was a lack of concentration. And you can't have a lack of concentration in them big games. Liverpool had one with the kid who cost them the Champions League. Keller. Yeah. Was it Keller?
Yeah.
He's a sickener, mate. Once that second goal went in, it was like someone had kicked me in the stomach, mate. I was sick. I was like, you know what? They've started fast. They've caught us on a set piece. Konate, great header. And then we're trying to calm it down and get a foothold in the game. And then Stefan does that. It's inexcusable. And then before we know it, we're 3-0 down. We're 3-0 down. We've had a stinker of a first half. We're looking at Pep to make changes. What's hard to take as well, when you look at the bench and you've got the big dog sat on the bench, it burns you out, because you're thinking, right, okay, they've had 45-minute rest. Let's put them on for 45 and give this a go. So for me, going into the halftime break, I'm thinking, you know what? We've got to show a bit of pride. We've got to show a little bit of passion. We've got to show a little bit of energy to come out the second half. And I think we did that. But first of all, what I want to talk about, just let me have a look here if there's anything that's, it was Karius. Yeah, Karius who's talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keller. Yeah, Karius, it was my mistake. But what I want to talk about, which people seem to be throwing fucking stones at the club about, is the minute silence, the Hillsborough thing. And let me tell you what happened there, right? Because I was there and I was right next to it. Underneath the concourse, 1112 block, you had about 100 lads and girls, young lads, all jumping around, throwing beers about, singing City and all that, yeah? So obviously the players have come out, there's people coming up the stairs. The minute silence gets announced, yeah, everyone's quiet, bar these young kids who are coming up the stairs. So as they're coming up the stairs, they're all shouting, City, City, City. So then the City fans are going, shut up, fucking shut up, calm down, shut up. Then the Liverpool fans are going, boo and booing. So it made it mad worse than what it was. Let me tell you now, probably 10 or 15 City fans came up them stairs singing City. They didn't have a clue that silence was going on. a lot of the old school City fans ran down and grabbed them, and it kicked off between City fans and City fans because we were trying to tell them, do you know what I mean, to calm down. But then when you see all that, oh, you booed the Hillsborough. No, we didn't boo it. The majority of Manchester City fans, the other 34,000, didn't boo it. We stood there respectfully, and we don't condone that as a fan base.
No.
We've been to Liverpool, we've laid wreaths, we've had banners in our end saying justice for the 96, justice for the 97. So to try and tarnish, our fan base because of 10 or 15 young lads who were under the concourse coming up who didn't have a clue what was going on because they were pissed, is bullshit. And let me tell you this, there was a big banner in the Liverpool end that said Mank Scum, Mank Scum, never got mentioned. Never. So it's not tit for tat. You can have your Manx Scum banners, not bothered. But I know for a fact that our fan base respects Hillsborough because nobody should go to a football match, and never come home. So 10 or 15 idiots got shouted down by the City fans. They got tucked back under the concourse, calmed down. A few of them got educated. And at the end of the day, every fan base has dickheads. But don't tarnish the full fan base, do you know what I mean, with us. And at the end of the day, mate, I just had to get that point out because I've seen these journalists throwing it in there. Do you know what? You're trying to create hostility to be on two sets of fans that haven't got hostility. These football rivalry and then these things beyond football, and it's not really. We're not about that. You know what I mean? We're about the football. But so what did you think of the first half? I've just explained it there. I thought we got absolutely caught cold and they just dominated us. And I was just saying, second half we had to come out and show a little bit of respect.
Yeah. So. I mean, when I got back from the boxing, I watched it all. It's, you know what, I don't want to hang too much on the Zach Steffen choice, but you're probably right. He wanted to be loyal to Zach Steffen, but it's like the one player that you probably think we don't need to rest is Ederson. Now, the only defense I will have of that is that what happened in Madrid, and I was speaking to Soups about this on the way up there, is sometimes when you have, if in life you have an altercation that gets really like on top, you don't stop thinking about it within 5 minutes. So if you imagine everything that happened at Madrid, it probably took some of the City players like, 24 hours to get over that mentally, everything that was going on. And I don't know, maybe Ederson just was like, do you know what? My mind's not in it. I don't know. But first half performance, it was the type of performance that you just fear having against a team like Liverpool. You won't have performances like that against too many teams, but it's the type of performance you really fear having against Liverpool because they are the type of team that they can, you make mistakes against them, they'll punish you for it. I mean, I don't want anything to sound like an excuse either, because the one thing I've said always is it's about the size of your squad. You should be able to rotate and you should still be able to compete. If we move into the second half, I think that the end result shows that we were still competing because, it wasn't a whitewash. So, and we did rotate players, whether people say it or not, we rotated players. There was a lot of players not on the bench. Now, do you want to move into the second half? We'll get through some points first.
I just think that the second half we had to show a bit of pride, and we did. Grealish got the early goal, put him on the back foot a bit. And do you know
Mahrez was good.
Mahrez was good, but he should have made a few changes early. Even if we get to 20 minutes to go and De Bruyne's not 100% fit and he brings them on and we have a goal, I can take that. It ended up 3-2 and they were holding on a little bit near the end. So that was frustrating for me. But this chat here, Steve, you're my guy, but you saw a difference in the fan base. Liverpool screaming. City end was quiet. Listen, bro, when you're 3-0 down, at half time, there ain't a lot to scream about. So we did our best to get behind the boys. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But it's deflating. When you're 3-0 down, it's deflating. But listen, we did all right. And I thought the City fans was all right. You know what I mean?
Can I just address something as well, right? With this whole thing. I was addressing it on Thursday and Friday on the pods I did when we got back from Madrid. With Liverpool and Manchester City right now, and this is to Liverpool fans, this is to City fans, and this is to anyone else that's competing week in, week out, but in particular City and Liverpool right now. we're probably going to face you. We're potentially going to face you in the final of the Champions League. We're definitely both in the semi-final of the Champions League. We still have a title race. It's probably going to go to the last weekend of the season, right? That is enough. And to be fair to you, we had the FA Cup. Those three things are enough for us to score points against each other as fan bases. So you know what? You beat us. Yeah, fair play. You celebrate that. We don't get to celebrate that. All this, but you spent more, or we spent more. Your bench was worth this much. Our bench was worth this much. Or you only had this many fans there. We had this many fans there. Do you know what? Liverpool, maybe because over the last 15 years, you haven't been as successful as you have been in the past. You're used to doing that, but you're better than that. You don't need to do that. You can talk about how good your team is on the pitch. You don't need to score points, because Steve and I will be the first to agree. Currently, yeah, right, Liverpool, your fan base is bigger than our fan base. Doesn't make you more passionate at all. It just means you've been a global club for longer than us. There is no points being given away for that whatsoever. We are still the most passionate away fans. Ask anyone who's seen Manchester City roll into town. You cannot Manchester City's away travel. No one can. So all of this point scoring, it's just not worth it. Let's leave it on the pitch, because that's
it is what it is. It is what it is. They've got a generation of fans. Liverpool won everything in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
And being in the 90s. But listen, I'm telling you, this is not a dig at Liverpool, but when I got dropped in the Liverpool fan zone, there must have been 100 coaches, yeah? Every single coach was from somewhere other than Liverpool, right? And that's not a dig. That's just because I know they got a global fan base.
Yeah.
City getting shit for sending 4,000 tickets back. Mate, listen, that's real life. We're a local club. 20 years ago, we were in the second division. So we're a local team, yeah? And we've got great support. We've been to Wembley 22 times in the last 12 years. Yeah? 22 times we've been to Wembley in the last 12 years. You know how many times we sold out? 18. And a couple of times we've sent tickets back. So you can dig out, if it makes you feel better as a rival fan, do you know what? It actually makes me feel better, because if somebody can only criticise our fan base, then they've got fuck all to criticise the team. So you know you're doing all right. Because years ago, you could throw shit at Man City all day because we were absolutely dog shit. But now, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But listen, it's expensive. There was a train strike on. A lot of lads were flying in from Madrid, like myself, Benidorm, pissed up. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not one of these that counts seats. I seen the Palace-Chelsea game yesterday. There was seats there. Who cares, man? Who cares? Yeah. You're a Liverpool fan and you've won the FA Cup semi-final. When you come out of that ground, why is the first thing on your mind to go and troll City fans? Why is it not to celebrate your team getting to a final? Because the last thing I do would want to be going on an account trolling people. And this United fan here, you sing when you're losing. Yeah, we do, mate. We sing when we're losing. You need to get used to that, mate, because you're losing every fucking week. So at the end of the day, you get used to it. Instead of sat outside the ground with your green and gold scarf on, letting smoke bombs off, trying to get the Glazers out, which is never going to happen, get in the ground, innit? Sort yourself out. Because Old Trafford's not full at the minute. You know what I mean? There's tickets flying about every week. Anyone want United tickets, shout me. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. The 1 million waiting list, that soon went down the drain, man.
Exactly. You know so, yeah, and I mean, you know what? That's the thing. Liverpool will be far more likely to come out and congratulate you when we're not. I mean, I can tell you now, I've never sent a message to anyone. The most I might send a message when we win a trophy or a game would be to Steve. I'm not going to send a message like I'm getting voice notes and messages off of Liverpool fans. And it's just ironic, considering how big you are as a club, that you're doing that. Like,
they're obsessed with things other than football. When they wasn't winning any trophies, they had the best fans in the world, the best stadium in the world. They've done it the best way in the world. Klopp's got the best teeth in the world. He's got the best glasses in the world.
You know
what I mean? Brendan Rodgers had the best set of fucking turkey teeth anyone ever seen. You know, it was all this, we're the best economical fucking run club. It's all this bullshit that no one gives a fuck about that they keep throwing out at us. It is what it is. Listen, at the end of the day, you turned up at Wembley. You beat us fair and square. You were a better side. Yeah. I'm not saying we had the greatest team out, but we had a team in our squad that was capable of giving you a game. And at the end of the day, we give you a game. The first half, you flattened us. The second half, we came back, shown a bit of pride, and we got beat 3-2. We move on. You go on to the FA Cup final, enjoy it, win it, whatever you need to do. That's your thing. We've got the Premier League to win, and we've got the Champions League to win, and hopefully we meet them in the final. That's all we can say. All this point scoring, victim crap is bullshit. It's just crap, man.
Exactly.
Just get on with the game, man.
100% agree.
At the end of the day, you know, we've got all this Premier League stuff coming as well. Now we've got Brighton, who are on a great run.
Yeah,
we've got Watford, and you know what? We've just got to get our team back fit. We've got to get everything dusted down. It is frustrating from a fan's point of view when you go and watch your team in the semi-final. It's a big day out at Wembley, and you know, a lot of fans, mate. Some fans left the Etihad at 7, didn't get to the ground till 2:30.
Yeah,
I mean, this is how of a joke it was on them coaches. And then to go to the ground and you're 3-0 down at half time, it's tough to take. But we showed a little bit of fight, and we had a go. And at the end of the day, they beat us fair and square. But they know that on our day, when the big dogs are out, it ain't as simple as that. So they can take what they will from that victory. We'll take what we will out of it. They move on to the final, and we move on now trying to win the Champions League and the Premier League. But other than that in the game, like you say, there's not an awful lot you can say about it. Canate's goal, first goal, you know what I mean, caught us on a set piece. Stefan, we don't want to dwell on, but we've just talked about him saying he's obviously not Ederson. He got caught in two minds. The third one's a great volley edge of the box near post. And then, like you say, we just flat. The City end was flat. But I just want to know your thoughts on Pep and the way he managed the game. Like, would you have, I know he's trying to rest the players, but would you have thought 20 minutes to go, let's go for it? But then if you go for it and you pull it back, you've got extra time. Or did you think he just thought, you know what, it is what it is. If we get there, extra time will take it. If not, we're out. Because I think that's 4 semi-finals he's messed up now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's weird, isn't it? Because you see that he always respects all the trophies. So it is a bit like, do you know what it is? I think almost
big up the Dragon
with the Carabao, because we've always been really successful in the Carabao. I guess because of where the Carabao is, with the final falling in February, it's a bit more. There's a bit less strain on you at that point. But when you get to the semis of the FA Cup, and it's kind of around this time of the year when you've got a league title running coming, you've got the Champions League floating about, and you usually have a lot more fatigue in the team. I guess you are a bit like, do you know what? We do need to prioritize this season. And maybe in other seasons we've been trying to do the treble, and whereas this season is very clear. It is the league and the Champions League. I'm very glad, because I saw on Saturday morning, maybe I was seeing a few reports that that De Bruyne was precautionary and it would be touch and go if he was going to be ready or not. And I was like, I don't want to see, even if he's fit, I don't want to see him on the pitch, because for me, we did that last year. The Champions League final, De Bruyne was not fit because we've been rushing him back. Belgium have been rushing him back. And I thought, I'm sorry, but if we want to win this Champions League this year, if we want to win this league this year, I probably don't want to see De Bruyne against Brighton or Watford, to be honest with you. I kind of think we need to let De Bruyne heal, rest. The only thing is, Brighton went and got a result at the weekend, and that's made that game that little bit more.
They beat Arsenal and they beat Spurs, man.
Yeah. And then
big up the Royal boys. There's a Newcastle fan in the chat. Big up the new Newcastle. Mate, this guy, listen, Newcastle's going to find it, yeah? Newcastle, Man City was everyone's favourite second team. Everyone liked them. Everyone thought it was the underdogs, living in the shadow of Man United. Great supporters, loyal supporters. Big up Man City until we got the dough. And as soon as we got the dough, everyone's opinion changed because the jealousy kicked in, and they don't like it. And Newcastle, I'm going to tell you the same. Newcastle's a great club. Newcastle was a great club under Kevin Keegan, Faustino Asprilla, David Ginola, Ferdinand Shearer, Lee Clark. All them boys used to watch him. I used to love Newcastle.
Asprilla,
I'm telling you,
naughty.
Tino was mad, man. Smashing Keith Curl in the kite and all that main road. At the end of the day, Newcastle fans are going to find the hard way, because when you go to away grounds and used to all this nice Geordies, the Geordies, it's going to be fuck off, oil money, So Newcastle as a club, they're going to change on the pitch, but they're going to change off the pitch. So big up Newcastle, man. Big up Newcastle.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to see them, but I mean, this weekend's results away from ours, I think Tottenham once again showing that, because I was thinking Tottenham could be a team that could go and do Liverpool something. Yeah, it's it. I remember, do you know what? All I ever used to hear off of when we first got money, Steve, off of everyone was, do you know what? I've got a soft spot for City. Until we were taking trophies off of their plate, then it all changed. But yeah, look, it's back to it's kind of, it feels. Don't you think it feels nice to be getting back to the league though?
No, yeah. Well, listen, it is what it is. Look, an FA Cup's a great competition, and it's great to get to an FA Cup final. It's something about it. When you was a kid, you always wanted to do it. So for me, the FA Cup's a great competition. So I was gutted, mate. I come out the ground, I was gutted, and I thought, you know what? It is what it is. I got back to the hotel. I drove home. I had a night's stay paid on, and I drove home because I thought, you know what? I just want to get home. I'd had a week without the kids and that. And it is what it is. Listen, we're Man City and we're living the time of our lives. We're going all across the world. We're doing things we dreamt of. You can't win every fucking week. It is what it is. We're Man City. We don't expect to win every week. We expect to go there and have a go. And we went there after the disappointing first half. We went there and we had a goal and we got beat 3-2. It is what it is. We drove home and thought, you know what? Get back to the Premier League. We've got to get this league won now. And me and you are going to Madrid again, man. We're having Madrid. Madrid's like our local now.
It's mad, isn't it? And that's the thing that we need to remember. When you look at it, we're like, this is, I wish I could work it out, but final last year, semi already this year. Year before, was it quarters? It's like we're getting to the latter stage of the Champions League every single season now, right? And for Little City, right?
We should be though, because we're the big dogs now. At the end of the day, we're mixing in them circles. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. At the end of the day, I mean is every time that when we do feel a little bit down, we kind of have to just remind ourselves, do you know what? We can't be too down, because this is far, far better than we grew up with. Far better. And we're in these conversations. There's some clubs now that, I mean, Chelsea, they're playing for the FA Cup and that's it. At the beginning of the season, Chelsea had the best squad in the world, signing Lukaku. They were the European champions and they're about to win the league, apparently.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. Listen, we're having a great season.
Exactly.
The FA Cup, we're not there, but we're having a great season and we can't moan. We've just got to get this over the line. Yeah. Well, listen, people, we're going to wrap it up there. I've got a few things to say. First of all, big up to everybody that's got me to 10K, man. 10K is a massive achievement for me. I know I don't post too much content. This live show, the South Stand show, is new for me. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm learning. But 10K is massive. I'm going to do a big giveaway. I've got a City shirt here that I got from Daps, some City shirt. We're going to give away. I'm going to give away loads of stuff to the 10K. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Any Manchester City fans that you know in your phone book or whoever, just say, check out Big Steve, man. My story on Instagram for the Real Madrid game, if you didn't see it, was legendary. Yeah. And listen, I'm going to say this on here. Somebody said to me, Big Steve, you shouldn't be putting on your story Chelsea fans and City fans singing and all that because, you know, you're a YouTuber. For one, I'm not a YouTuber. For two, I'm a City fan. And when I go away, I'm recording it because I want to, for the people that want me to go. And at the end of the day, I'm recording the Spanish police. So when I get levered, I've got video evidence. So that's why I'm recording that. Not recording anything I shouldn't be. I'm trying to give you guys the feel of what it's like in Madrid, isn't it? So the people that think I shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that, mind your own business, because I've got enough people that like what I'm doing. I'm never going to change. I'm not going to do vlogs. I'm not going to do blogs. Not going to do fan cams. It's not me. I'm one of the lads. I'm out there. You might get a cheeky little video in a bar. And you got to respect it, man. I'm a Man City fan of a long time. And I know a lot of lads at City and they respect me because I'm one of the boys. So the last thing they want is me with a camera interviewing people when they're on the jollies. It's not going to happen. And
also, listen, I can vouch for Steve as well because I was there with him. He doesn't touch a drop of alcohol, right? And literally all he is doing is singing songs and filming what is going on in front of him. The end. So I can vouch for that personally.
No, it is what it is, mate. I like a drink and that, but I don't do it anymore. Someone said, calm down, dickhead, had me in stitches. But that's how I felt. I told them, mate, stop watching Green Street. Them Chelsea boys. It's like them, it's like a Rottweiler Chelsea. Yeah. that stood there, it looks the part, and then when you go over near it, it's got no teeth. And that's what that guy was like. He was giving it all the big one, and fucking there was out there. So I was like, whatever. But no, we had a great time in Madrid. We've had a good time at Wembley. It's been a mad week. We've got another couple of weeks coming up where we're going to bring you some good content. I appreciate all the support. Please hit Daps. Daps, where can they find you now?
So on Twitter and Instagram, it's MCFC Daps, and on YouTube, it's Never a Foul, and then also Feed the Goat podcast. Also, shout out to the Dutch City boys as well that are over there as well.
Yeah, there was some NEC Nemindjian fans came over.
Yeah.
Crackers, a lot of them. Man City fans loved it, crackers, but they were radio rental. Let me tell you that, mental. But big shout to them boys. And listen, I've got a stream at 7 with City Extra. So anyone that's got a brew, a few cans, chilling out today on Easter, get over to City Extra and watch me on there. Big support. And then at 9 o'clock, it's the Big Six show. Now, we got beat, and anyone who knows the Big Six show knows it's going to be fire. But Arsenal got beat, Tottenham got beat, City got beat. It's going to be mental. So, listen, get over there and support me in the chat. All them gremlins will be out, trying to do me again after I rattled them to death the other night. So, it is what it is, man.
Another big spending one.
We're going to leave it there. Daps, I appreciate you coming on, man.
No, as always, thanks for having me.
Big up the chat. Sorry I didn't get through every single chat because I'm still getting new to it. But big up everybody. See you on City Extra. Love, respect, and subscribe. Up the Blues. We keep on going.